Oh, you just fucking reminded me of something. Have any of you guys seen this? What was his name? I saw it on Reddit like a week ago. And it happened last year. A guy got fired from, I think it was like the Washington Post because he was jerking off on a Zoom call with all of his colleagues. And then they brought him on to CNN and had him explain why he was masturbating on Zoom. So it was such an uncomfortable segment. The lady's like, you may see we're joined by fucking Dick McButtman, whatever his name is. And you may remember he was recently fired for masturbating on camera. So what's up with that? And then just like interview him right to his face about why he was jerking off. Jeff Toobin, was that his name? Oh god, yeah, they had him come on CNN to address it. Oh, it was painful.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, Allison.
Hey, Jeff.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Hey, how's that dick hanging? Just kidding, I already know. I saw it.
What's happened in the months since we've seen you, since some of our viewers may not know what has happened. So I guess I'll...
Yeah, so I just don't understand why they'd do this. I mean, it's fucking CNN viewers. They could have just brought him back. No one would have said shit. They probably didn't even know that this man's meat came out at some point in front of his colleagues and fucking full-blown Louis C.K'd them or whatever. I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm so glad it happened. Because he has to sit here and he has to sit here and explain the masturbation for 10 fucking minutes. Like I said, I only watched like the first minute or so. It is goofy.
I'll recap. I'll do the honors.
Take it away.
Help yourself.
Okay.
Yes, please. I'm excited.
Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught masturbating on camera.
Yes. And I'll do it again, too.
Fired from that job after 27 years of working there.
Threw it away.
And you, since then, have been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
That's a pretty good lore
Sad
update.
to say.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking very well or very much, and it was something that was inexplicable to me.
It was probably exhilarating, though.
I didn't think other people could see me.
You thought that you had turned off your camera?
Correct.
Yeah.
I thought that I had turned off the Zoom call. Now, that's not...
Even this guy in the back's like, are you fucking serious? You're telling me this guy masturbated on a Zoom call? What? Like, he's just now getting this information like I did. And he's shocked. Just as shocked as I was. But I do have to appreciate Toobin's work ethic. They took just a couple minute break, apparently. Like, they were on a Zoom call going over business, you know, doing business shit. And apparently, like, all right, we're going to take a brief recess. Everyone go get yourself a coffee or something. And in the brief 30 seconds that the people weren't there, the man just whips his cock out and goes to town. Like, damn. He's about efficiency. You could say a lot of things about Jeffrey Toobin. I've never heard that name in my life. But I'm assuming you can say a bunch of bad shit about him. One thing you can't say, though, is he doesn't know how to jerk it. And he doesn't, you know, live for the thrill, to say. Like, I have to at least appreciate that. I have to give kudos where they're due.
Subsequent months, miserable months in my life, I can certainly confess. Trying to be a better person. I mean, in therapy, trying to do some public service.
What a weird... Why are you in therapy? You were the one that fucking brought out the one-eyed snake on a Zoom call with your colleagues. And I would wager... I don't know this guy. I'm not going to sit here and Reddit armchair psychologist this man. But I would wager he had to know that there was some level of danger to it. Something like the thrill is what got him horned up. There had to be something to it. But why the fuck are you in therapy? Like... Jerking off doesn't make you a bad person, but what you did does. Like, what puts you in therapy? Your fucking colleagues, based on the size of your meat, probably needed therapy. Like, he's not the victim here. I see this all the time. And I also didn't get the conclusion on whether or not he finished. I don't know if he blew his load. If I had to guess, when his colleagues came back, it was just like uproarious screams and squealing like a Wilhelm scream or something. Like, oh my god, Toobin! What are you doing? Well, put it away.
We've heard what I like to think of as the politician apology, which is...
What does politics have to do with this, though?
Which
Unless your dick was left or right leaning, I guess.
Now get off my back. Above all, I am sorry to my wife and to my family, but I'm also sorry to the people on the Zoom call. I'm sorry to my former colleagues.
Are you sorry to me, Jeffrey?
I'm sorry to my current,
say I'm sorry to
still
Charlie,
colleagues at CNN, and I'm sorry to the people who read my work and who watched me on CNN and who thought I was a better person than this. And so, you know, I got a lot to rebuild, but I feel
I would love to know why
lucky
he
that I'm
started
gonna be able to
jerking
try to
off
do
during
that.
the meeting.
I mean, one of
just
the
during a
ironies
recess
of this whole incident is that for decades you have covered the bad judgment and sexual proclivities of public figures and politicians like Bill Clinton and Anthony Weiner and Elliot Spitzer and
Still a stupid
Donald
name.
Trump, and I could go on.
Fucking Weiner.
And so,
I am not going to come up here and like split
Yeah.
hairs and try to come up with justifications or explanations.
Zoom calls are going to be a lot
As
more
long
fun
as
with
it's
Jeffrey
stupid and
Toobin
I'm
around.
trying
You
to
never
do
know
that.
what you're going to get now.
I do want to get to
a nice wild
what the
card.
New Yorker decision was and the consequences.
Next time he might finger his own butthole.
After you had worked there.
There are no surprises out there about my conduct. That I am worried that there is like there's a skeleton that's going to be found.
That's spoken like a man who still has a couple good jerks left in him on Zoom calls. Let me see. It's been a while. Has he done it again? Is he a repeat offender? What's his name? Jeffrey Toobin? Yeah, it doesn't look like he's done anything since. I'll keep my eyes peeled just in case. Check X video. Yes, perhaps he's performing under another alias. Let's see. I wonder if anyone leaked that Zoom call. This is dangerous. I'm going to click on it, and I already know I'm going to regret it. It says, leaked video, Jeffrey Toobin's Zoom call. I found a screenshot from the actual Zoom call. He was ass naked. Really? So they actually... Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. It's a tier 1 slushy. All right. Hold on a second. Let me see. Don't act like you've never forgotten to turn off your stream and yanked it on cam. Happens to the best of us. Bro, I think about that shit all the time. Not necessarily jerking off, but I always think like, what if I forgot to put my cock back in my pants after peeing? And that's the worst because then it'd be flaccid and everyone would make fun of me. But I always have that thought in the back of my mind. I've never once made that mistake in my life, but I just keep thinking, what if today's the day? So the man really got butt-ass naked? I figured it was just like through the pants fly or something. Toobin meet. Toobin caught Zoom call. Toobin hot XXX. Doesn't exist, I assure you. Damn. Oh well. Maybe one day. He'll slip up again. That's the face of a man who's considering doing it right now on the CNN apology, like weighing the pros and cons. I could just jerk off again right now.
Do you think, given that the punishment fits the crime?
You know, I am the worst person to ask that.
I would think you would be. Yeah.
No, I mean obviously
you got
love
fired.
But you know, other people are going to weigh in about whether it was appropriate for them to get rid of me and for CNN to keep me.
It'd be hard to stay employed after doing something like this.
Shows have had a field day. Should we move on to the news?
Sure, let's.
No, fuck that. That's boring. Talk more about him masturbating.
California. You heard me talking about that the.
Yeah, get me the fuck out. That was boring. I love that they did that on air for no reason. I couldn't imagine a better situation. Hey, look who we brought. As a guy fucking masturbated on Zoom in front of all of his colleagues. Hey, so what's the deal with that, huh, buddy? Maybe he started an OnlyFans? I wish he doubled down. Like, okay, here's what you guys missed on the Zoom call, and then a link to his OnlyFans. That would be great. That would be pretty cool. Cumin with Toobin. That would be a great segment for CNN. That would be fantastic, actually. You should work there. That'd be pretty good. You could report on, like, I don't know, sex worker income or something, or what's, like, going on in that market. Honestly, pretty good. Do you believe the Costco guys were disrespected by Jimmy Fallon? 2024 is a crazy year that sentence actually means something. There is a video breakdown on how they were disrespected. What does that mean? Costco guys, Jimmy Fallon body language analysis. Heavens to Betsy. Why? Is this where they explain how they were disrespected? Oh, it's become like a whole meme. I see. Okay. Is it this? Body language analysis, the Rizzler and Costco guys on the Tonight Show? And he's got like the green lines, what were they? The alpha lines? or simp line, or no, beta lines. They were beta lines, I think. I can't remember.
Welcome to the Tonight Show. Thank you so much for being here. You guys have taken over the internet, and now you've...
Notice how Jimmy stutters numerous times in his opening monologue. This is a sign of intimidation, as well as a sign of submittance to more powerful males who are higher up on the social pecking order than him.
That's... I already love the concept. Chef Bojack crushed it. Alright, that's good. I thought it was like a real thing. I thought they brought on like a body language expert to see like what the Rizzler was feeling in the presence of Jimmy Fallon. The raw clip is somehow worse. Well, you keep talking about the raw clip. What happened? Did the Rizzler sculpt Jimmy Fallon? Like what are you talking about? What is going on? What is this raw clip? He interrupted their booms. Oh. Wait, that's serious.
We film recording a hamburger, we give it a big boom. The video blows up, it gets to 100,000 views. I said, that's it. This is now a father-son channel. Let's bring the boom.
Yeah, this is it. Now this is going to be what we do now.
Notice the Rizzler's facial expression at the end of the exchange. Rizzler is clearly bored of the conversation. However, as a strong leader should, he will let those below him do all the talking for him, allowing his words to hold more power when he finally does decide to open his mouth.
I feel so bad for that kid, actually. Like, right now he's a superstar, but you give this, like, 10 years, and he's gonna be like the You're Breathtaking guy, I think. Where he just won't let it go, and it just controls the rest of his fucking life. Hopefully not, though. Hopefully, AJ doesn't let him go down that road. AJ isn't his dad. What? Wait, what? Wait. Who the fuck is this, then? He's not his son? It's his friend's kid. The Rizzler is AJ's father. Ah, yeah, now it's starting to add up. So where is the Rizzler's dad? Why isn't he a character in the AJ Big Justice cinematic universe? They're not friends. They literally just met at Costco. I need to take a fucking lore dive into here for a second. What do you mean? You're telling me AJ just found this kid at Costco and put him in the video? And called him the Rizzler? There's no way. I'm just gonna type in, who is the Rizzler? A 7-year-old from New Jersey. No, this can't be right, because it says things popped off when his dad captured a video of Christian. That's the Rizzler's real name. Well, that's his the government name. His real name is the Rizzler. Essentially getting the zoomies in a Black Panther costume. What? How did AJ meet Rizzler? I can't believe I'm even Googling shit like this. This is so embarrassing. Go to Boomkipedia. Christian has a trademarked recipe for Riz face, as putting one eyebrow down and raising the other eyebrow up and sucking in like this, aka mewing. Someone wrote this. Someone actually wrote this. Oh, here we go. Is the Rizzler related to Big Justice and AJ Befumo? The Rizzler is friends, not brothers, with another kid, Eric Befumo, whose social media persona is Big Justice. Big Justice posts content with his father, AJ, an amateur wrestler who was already giving social media a go when his son asked to get into the fun on TikTok. Family food reviews took off so much the father-son duo became known as the Costco Guys, who give explosive ratings of Costco items. Yeah, and then the boom meter. So the Rizzler is friends with Big Justice. They didn't just randomly meet at a Costco.
Right?
Yeah.
So I said, well, we came up with the boom meter, because people rate stuff 1 to 10.
Yeah.
So we said it goes from 1 to 5 booms. So we could be real. If it's good, it gets 4 booms. Okay, 2 booms. Bad, 1 boom. Amazing. 5 big booms.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay. Yeah, boom. Yeah, 5 booms. Yeah, okay.
Jesus, Jimmy. Whoa.
Weasel he is, Jimmy passive-aggressively rains on the parade of 2 people having more fun than him. Jimmy resents the Costco Guys for having more average viewers than his network television show, and he shows this by his constant attempts of little jabs along with his annoyed body language.
So now, It's how
This is actually probably the most annoyed I've ever seen Jimmy Fallon. Usually he's putting on like the fakest smile of all time and he's become known for the desk slapping. And he is not doing any of this so far. Maybe they're right. Maybe he was disrespecting the Costco guys. And more importantly, the Rizzler. He's lucky he made it out of that interview with his life. He talks about how they met on FaZe Rug's podcast. Holy fuck. Why do I have to go to so many different places to put together the lore here? This is like fucking Horus Heresy, but for TikTokers. So where? On FaZe Rug's podcast, they told the story of the genesis of Rizzler. Rizzler basically got famous with that Black Panther video, and AJ reached out to meet up, that's all. AJ the dad. The dad reached out to the family. That makes so much more sense than AJ just DMing a 7-year-old saying, cool video, you want to head to Costco?
I saw a video of him, and I was like, Daddy, I want to meet this kid. And they were like, I love you guys. We've been watching you.
What?
So
That was a crazy laugh.
I
reached out to him in the video because
because
the minute Big Justice brought me the Rizzler, I said, all right, I gotta get you guys on the stage.
he was like,
I don't care
just
what it
because
takes.
I'm Black Panther doesn't mean I have to go up a ladder.
So reach out.
I really think AJ looks like Papa John if he took a different path in life. Like, I feel like they were crafted from the same mold, and Papa John went pizza, and he went double chunk chocolate chip. And now they both have their own little branches of success. There's probably more like him, too. We haven't discovered them yet. They're like Primarchs. Keep making Warhammer references. So that's pretty simple, I guess. So Big Justice just liked that Black Panther video that we just learned about, and then had AJ reach out to the family, and then they hung out. Alright, so that's not like the craziest lore ever. And then the other disrespect was 10:30, you said?
And this is the boom meter. Jimmy's gonna try the double chunk chocolate cookie.
Fallon is laughing here out of pure fear as they surround him. You can tell the pressure of the moment's really starting to get to him, and you can see
yeah,
this
it's like
as
a
he starts to
hostage.
minorly hyperventilate. They also say that imitation's the greatest form of fattery, and Fallon's trying to imitate the Rizzler here by doing a mini Riz face to try to be cool, calm, and collected just like him.
Chocolate cookie, get on the boom meter.
the double chunk dog cookie gets 5 big booms. Boom! 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 AJ, Big Justice, the Rizzler, everybody. We'll be right back with more Tonight Show. Stick around.
By ending the segment this early, Fallon basically taps out and admits he's not man enough to spend any more time with the likes of the Rizzler, AJ, and Big Justice. The little
That was the impression I got as well. Wow, that was fucking terrible to sit through watching Jimmy do that. See, there's an art form to it. When the Costco guys do it, it's cool. When Jimmy does it, it hurts. So, why isn't the Rizzler's dad part of this? That still hasn't been answered. If there's any Costco guy lore experts, does his dad not want any of it? Or is his dad just happy letting AJ raise his kid and overfeed him? His son took all of his aura. You go to the Rizzler's house and his dad is shriveled up like a raisin. And the Rizzler just sapping it all. It's 7 a.m. and I just have an insatiable appetite for a healthy, balanced breakfast of shitting on the world's most prolific television scam artist, Dr. Oz. I'm sure you've heard of Dr. Oz, maybe even watched some clips and laughed at him, but you know who's not laughing? Your mom and your grandma, who's buying all the dog shit that he keeps peddling. This guy is like the television version of those tech support scammers that take advantage of old people. It's so fucking gross, but what's crazy is he's an actual real surgeon, and I guess a pretty well-respected one at that. But I guess when he's outside of a hospital setting, he just gets hit by like a stupid beam and just becomes like a mindless drone that promotes anything that pays him. His television show is nothing but bad advice, outright lies, and selling products that don't work. You're better off getting your health advice from your local crackhead. At least he'll be more honest than Dr. Oz. You can really find endless examples of Dr. Oz lying about shit on his show in order to promote some new fat buster or magic cure to something. The main thing he always targets is fat busters, metabolism boosters, and just general magic pills. He's always going on about pills. This man promotes more pills than a fucking pharmacy. And it's the most nonsensical garbage you've ever heard of. Ah, this is goat urine concentrate. It's wonderful and will instantly cure any muscle aches in the body as well as fighting that stubborn belly fat. And it's shameless. Let me go ahead and show you one of his fat-busting gadgets that he promoted one time called the Fat Magnet.
The difficult things to do, so to help you out, we've got some gadgets that are going to help you stiff off a little bit of that fat. The first is a gadget that actually helps you cut the fat quite literally. Let's see if it really works. What's this called?
Well, the name says it all. This is the Fat Magnet. And what this actually does is it skims the fat off from stews and chilies and different types of gravies. What you do is you just freeze this in the freezer for 2.5 hours, and then you glide it on top. And what this does is it gets rid of all of that grease.
Can you all see that?
So it solidifies it, and then you can use a scraper to actually get rid of it. So it's...
If I have to explain to you why this doesn't work, then you're already too far gone. This is one of the most blatantly obvious scams I've ever seen promoted on a show. A fat magnet. There is no basis in science or anything with this one. And the demonstration they give here is, oh, you just run it on top of the food here, and look at all the grease it picked up. And it's just some fucking grease sitting on top of there. No shit, you just put it inside of a fucking greasy stew. Like, you could get the same effect if you put a paper towel in there. But what gets me is the audience going, ooh, whoa. Like, if their mind just got blown, like they've never seen fucking grease on the surface of something. This doesn't suck up fat or anything. There's plenty of videos, including news agencies, that were just debunking Dr. Oz because it got so bad at one point, going over like how the fat magnet doesn't work even slightly. It is literally a fucking butt plug that can just touch grease, and that's it. It's not some magic wizard grease wand that can somehow vaporize the fat and solidify it from the pan here. And it doesn't even try in their own demonstration. Dr. Oz doesn't challenge it or explain it or anything because it's not real. He was paid to shill it, and god damn it, he will. This man will literally sell anything. Now, from what I remember, most of it's not harmful to your health. I mean, I guess if you tried to take every single pill he's promoted, you'd probably explode, like something right out of The Boys. But, like, the actual individual stuff he peddles isn't, like, detrimental to your health. It's just useless and a waste of money. It'll just be some garbage like, you know, every afternoon around 3 p.m., if you gargle pickled chicken foot juice, it'll be great for your tonsils. Or if you go on my website right now and buy this magic bean pill, it'll give you bigger muscles and tone up that stubborn arm fat. Just nonsense. It's just absolute nonsense. And from most of the medical community, they call him a quack because of his show, even though he was an actual real surgeon and a pretty successful one at that. But this guy has become so corrupted, there is nothing he won't promote to his audience. I could probably pay him $50 and he would go on his show and claim that my pocket trumpet is actually a fat blasting apparatus, and then, you know, start talking about how if you just listen to me playing the pocket trumpet for 15 minutes a day, your body fat will just start to melt right off your bones thanks to the frequencies of the notes I'm playing. Just garbage. And he will do it with a smile on his face.
If you've got a medical problem you can't solve, you may find the answer in the next few minutes. Start, and this is the area of energy medicine. Reiki, and you're a Reiki master. My wife Lisa's a Reiki master. So when the kids get sick, when I'm out of sorts, she actually comes by. I can't even tell when she's treating me. Sometimes she secretly treats me. She thinks I'm in a bad mood, and I see hands moving around, but I actually feel the heat.
He's not only a dog shit salesman, he also has no problem selling pseudoscience. So in this segment, he's talking about energy medicine and Reiki therapy, where he brings on a Reiki master and talks about how if, you know, modern medicine can't solve it, maybe it's because it's not spiritually getting after you here with the energy therapy from Reiki. So he even tells this anecdotal story about his wife being a Reiki master when the kids are sick, or, you know, he's in a bad mood, she'll start waving her hands around and treating them, making her sound like the fucking Avatar here, just like blood bending in order to heal the family. It's outrageous. Oh, you know, actually my wife is a midichlorian expert. She's able to deduce the amount of midichlorians in the bloodstream and decide whether or not we're worthy to become a Jedi. Yeah, like, this is all a bunch of fucking nonsense, but he keeps using words like therapy, healing, treatment when talking about Reiki here, which obviously convinces the older viewers that it must be real because it's coming from a fucking doctor. Like, that's so wrong. Like, there is a reason why the medical community hates Dr. Oz so much, and it's for shit like this. Not just the selling of pills that don't work and all of that, but also the promotion of alternative medicine that isn't legitimate. This is supposed to be a medical show based in science, evidence, fucking facts, but instead we have an entire Reiki section here.
Reiki is a balancing practice. And so rather than addressing the headache or whatever else is the problem, what it does is it influences the person's overall system toward balance. And then as her system becomes more balanced, symptoms tend to fall away. Then over time, for example, if you get headaches, you know, you may find that you get them less frequently.
Do you feel anything, Dalita?
Oh, yes, my headache's going away.
Your headache's going away?
Yes.
And do you feel any heat?
Yes.
Because those are usually what I feel.
Oh my god, it's a miracle. She squeezed the headache right out of her skull there. She was able to touch the pain away. Fuck. Magnificent! I'll have to book a Reiki therapy session ASAP. It's so fucking stupid. I don't know what compelled me to talk about Dr. Oz today. I just started thinking about it and decided to jump down the rabbit hole again, because it's been a little while since I checked in on Dr. Oz. I don't think he even has his show anymore. I'm not positive, and I don't feel like really looking into it so much at the moment. But this went on for years. He was able to convince older viewers for a long time on things that don't exist and aren't legitimately based in anything real. And I think that's pretty wrong. I think that's pretty sad. I do remember that Dr. Oz is trying to get into politics. I think he's actually running for Senate or something at the moment. Hopefully that doesn't pan out. That would be fucking awful and miserable. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about some of these scams here a little bit, and that's really about it. So yeah. I love the Masked Magician.
Amazing appearances.
Little did they know the Masked Magician is actually Billy the Exterminator. And winning a car.
Into a Lamborghini.
Whoa!
Making a soda can float through the air.
Well, that's super underwhelming following a
toothpick.
But why are these children's tricks here? You just turned a Bentley into a Lamborghini and then you show me how to make a soda can twirl?
Right before.
Thank you, ladies. This is the coffin of Houdini.
The assistance of Magician's final resting place.
Wouldn't that be quite the season opener to just have the Masked Magician get sliced in half for real?
A moment to get himself comfortable.
That'd be pretty fucking wild.
Uncomfortably 30 seconds to escape.
But the magician has already traded places with a death row inmate who will now be executed.
Nope.
Oh god, no! Masked Magician, no!
Worth of tricks to expose.
Man, this narrator
Too bad he didn't
sucks.
save this trick for his big finish.
He sounds like me when I first wake up.
With one stone. Or
oh no,
one giant blade.
He's been killed.
Looks like the masked man is
but we still have an
visible.
hour to go, and I'm under
I think we should
contract.
see some proof that he's age.
There's another
When you
copy
see him
of the
get into
magician
the box,
inside of the
he'll
box.
supposedly lie down into a secret compartment.
Oh, you liar. Animatronic.
The secret here is that a body double has climbed into the box before the illusion began. Secret compartment.
That sucks. I'd hate to have that job. Like being the ass on the horse costume for Halloween.
By the stalks.
I know how to do this trick. And then he flicks it back.
Plain view and makes a few magical waves with his hand.
Chris Angel taught me this one. It's on the back of his thumb. It was taped.
Without so much as a hint of sawdust.
You liar, fucking loser. I know how you did that.
The magician places the toothpick.
Yeah, if you're 8 years old.
And
I used to do this in middle school.
But not toothpick into the pocket in the tape. This action is
something I would do if I actually had magical powers is I would do all of these tricks, but do them for real. So I'd set it up the same way, but then I'd actually make the toothpick just fucking vanish, and I'd blow everyone away.
so you can see.
They wouldn't believe me, and I could totally keep it a secret like it's a trick, but it'd be real magic.
Stuck along the backside of his thumb.
That'd be like some real meta shit that only God and I would laugh about.
Vanishing a
Bentley turns into a Lamborghini.
Can you turn a Jetta into a Lamborghini, or does it only work with a Bentley? Asking for a friend.
The magician is visible above the top of his
This
hand.
is where one man commits the cardinal sin of revealing how magic tricks are performed.
Through the short loop.
Imbued with the power of
Separates the
Satan
pieces,
and capitalism,
the long rope has been
he
sliced
breaks
in
the
two.
laws for the sake of money.
Pretty sneaky if you ask me.
If I remember correctly, though,
them as he
and someone can
slides the
correct me if
long
I'm
rope
wrong, if we
through.
have any like really aspiring
No one bothers to
magicians
look
in
at
here.
his closed fist.
This show created a lot of controversy in the magic community, and the
that's how it
magicians were
creates the
genuinely
illusion
upset with
of
this.
restoring a rope.
And the magician who did this was kind of like a 2-bit guy. His name was like Al Pacino. Well, it definitely wasn't
And
Al
now,
Pacino, but it was
the
like
magician
Val
will
something.
perform another classic illusion. This is girls under the sheets.
Ooh, that's an
The assistants
innuendo.
raise the sheet for a moment.
And then all of a sudden, it's 6 Playboy models, and the magician is sporting a full erection. But how did he do it?
And the assistants cover the girl.
They've been transformed into 9 strong dudes.
There she is. She's gone. Vanished in an instant.
Sacrificed.
Leaving behind the... Don't worry, she doesn't go far.
She was never really there.
The sequence. This black headpiece. When flipped in this position,
What?
it takes the place of the girl's head.
Isn't that what Charles Xavier uses to read Newton's mind from a distance?
They want to
Flips
pretend like
up
the
the
girl's
false
still there.
head.
So you have to-
We can see that it is actually hollow, allowing plenty of room for the girl to...
Ah, yes. Plenty of room, they
With her legs
say.
on one side, the girl is able to arch
How
her
comfy.
back and squeeze into the other half in the platform.
What a great gig for minimum
When the
wage.
magician pulls back the sheet,
And how he makes an orchestra disappear.
Watch the masked magician execute a mariachi band live on TV.
but the women he wants to impress tonight are WWE divas Eve
They're not here. He holds up a picture of 2 Twitch streamers that he likes. This is for you, girls. I'm gonna make you appear in my car.
The magician is going to attempt to
Just
turn
fucking
these
sucks him
photos
out of the
divas
streams right now.
into the real thing. He's prepared for anything.
The car has already been transformed
The assistants cover
into a
up the
pickup
Bentley.
truck.
The magician
on
steps
fire.
forward.
But what you don't see is the Bentley is escaping down a trap door and hiding underneath the
The girls
stage.
raise the sheet for a moment, complete with WWE divas Eve and Maria.
Excellent work, Masked Magician.
Now
You've done it
that's
again.
what I call an impressive trick.
I'm going to try that too.
Masked man. Before the trick began, a stagehand backed the Bentley into place.
Cool
Notice
trick.
how much larger it is. Sitting behind the wheel is a stagehand.
Oh
Say hi, Mom.
no!
The stunning wrestling star.
Legendary magician, super normal
waiting
guy?
inside the Lamborghini.
And the car drives
This
away.
is when the magician carefully stands to the left side of the frame, blocking our view of what's really happening.
Yep.
While he blocks
That's
the
easy.
left edge of the sheet, the Bentley is simply driven away.
Genius.
It's gone.
Superstar walks through a
In those crates are Amazon workers being transported to the next warehouse for them to be abused. And the magician is just a cog in the machine. Hold on. Oh, it's impossible!
It begins to rise.
No!
Must be highly
Science said it couldn't be done.
This cup sticks to the can.
I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to these magic shops that had shit like this.
From
I
this
had
angle,
one of those. I probably still
you can
have
see
it
that all
somewhere.
he's doing is lifting the can with his thumb.
So if you see me start a stream by
His fingers
making a soda
outstretched,
can
all the
float for
magician has
money,
to do is
know
use
that
a
I'm very
little bit of
desperate.
Pantomime. A curtain is going up.
And the Lord has now claimed 4 more souls today. This is so fucking stupid.
The magician gestures.
Man, if I
for the
paid
curtain
for a
to go
show
back
where a
up.
magician did this, I would get up in anger and spit.
Still playing.
That's impossible!
Still classing up the joint.
We saw them vanish.
So the masked magician.
What you don't know is the
pulled off
masked
another
magician has collapsed the multiverse on top of itself, taking us from a reality where they're
So
playing
what
to one where
really
they're not,
happened when the
and then
magician
back to where they're
allegedly
playing.
Made the orchestra the orchestra platform is built on a rotating axle. Behind the stage is
It's
a gang
so
of girls
elaborate.
stagehands. One
Ah, what a
quarter
trick.
turn.
I can't wait to perform this one at my my middle school lunch tables.
Here's the move again from above.
No, I think I understood it, but yes, thank you. This is a good angle. It's like a Wes Anderson film.
The stairs. Now his other hand
What? Max Magician, no!
And his entire body.
Oh, just like an Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Is it possible that he's mastered Houdini's secret of dematerialization?
No, he's mastered Flash's secret of vibrating really fast.
But the doubters in our...
Oh god, no. That's not his hand. It's a ghost.
It appears as though the magician is poking his hands through the fabric.
He's not, though.
Desperately trying to, again, to protect the secret of his rematerialization.
Yeah, God forbid that gets out.
Will he make it through the wall of steel?
I certainly hope so. I'm on the edge of my goddamn seat here.
Industrial-sized can opener.
No.
Slowly passing through the solid steel.
He's coming home.
I'm not
When magic's biggest...
I don't know if I can handle this reveal. This might be too much for my little reptile brain. The secret is we used 9 masked magicians.
Shipping containers.
And we really did break him down particle by particle and assemble him on the other side.
Meanwhile,
but then,
he's busy
where's the double go?
Door and down into the stairs he used to climb up onto the platform on the other side of the wall. Whenever magical assistants are wheeling stairs,
it's genius.
You can be shit by the light.
This is
but
pathetic.
From the front,
Yikes!
It appears he's passing right through the steel.
Well, it's effective.
Next, he climbs back into his secret.
That would mystify a 4-year-old.
So the cube is empty when the form.
Man, if I was a successful magician and this is the kind of shit I had to do, I'd be embarrassed.
The steel containers.
Charlie, how did you do that trick?
You can see
I curled up into a ball underneath a set of stairs made out of plastic and asbestos.
That's because their other arms are hidden behind the panel, with their hands pushing on the fabric. The effect of the hands pushing on the fabric is so startling, the audience doesn't even stop to think it could be the assistant's hands and not the magician's.
The idea never even crossed my mind.
As soon as they get the signal that the magician is safely inside the
magic mind freak.
The panel and attach the shades to the cube.
Oh, good lord! He's mastered the art of flight.
Do you feel better about yourself after you said that?
And coming up.
Now she does.
A couple days after Jay left.
She didn't at first, but once she got out that fat pig, a wave of euphoria washed over her. Well, that looks like the ideal couple. What's up, Cole?
Larissa is freaking out right now, and my mother kicked her out of the car. And
was it moving? Because I'd be pretty upset if I got kicked out of a moving vehicle too.
Because I want to go upstairs.
You figure that's so hard to like this wife.
Cole, don't let her talk to you like that. Show her your Fortnite, KD. Show her the Twitch chats you moderate. Prove your worth to her, goddammit, Cole.
David doesn't allow me to do it.
What are these like goofy Looney Tunes expressions he's putting on his face?
Okay, go ahead. Protect your mama.
Like a fucking animatronic with eyebrows moving around and shit.
I'm going to divorce you.
Well, now you've gone a little far.
Oh, don't threaten me now.
That's a little far.
This won't end well.
Oh shit. She's getting the sledgehammer. Colt, get your mother. Use her as a meat shield.
Hey, that speed bump scared her. Please slow down.
That speed bump? He's clearly on the interstate. What are you talking about?
Very nervous.
But if something made the car jump up like that, he must have run over a body. There's no speed bumps on the interstate.
Not wanting her to hold the baby. She got to the point of she doesn't want anyone holding.
Well, I mean, it's fair to have that complaint, I guess. I don't know. I haven't had a baby. I've never held a baby. I don't want to.
Yeah, that is another thing. So
I don't even want to have that responsibility for even a smidge of a second.
And she doesn't want you holding the baby.
Especially in this climate where I hold the baby, and if the baby ends up autistic or something, they'll blame me. Like I transferred like gamer autism to it or something. I just want no part of that entire ordeal. Holding babies is overrated.
I'm a little worried about
We got a baby holding veteran in the chat. Level 20 baby holder. He's already maxed the game out.
Isn't the best,
Prestige mode baby holder.
I'm really glad that.
Well, he's been doing some fishing stuff, and then
fishing. What kind of fishing?
Like
internet scamming, fishing for RuneScape passwords via Twitch streams. An honest living, Robbly. Stop being so fucking judgmental.
She's a lot more needy than I thought. Just because she's like a brand new baby. So I'm not getting much sleep at all.
I mean, yeah, that's like a level 0 human right there. Like, it has no skills or anything. It's gonna be a big fucking burden to train.
Sure.
She has a stinky diaper, though, so.
Uh-oh.
Perfect. He was hungry anyway. Scripted? No, it's not scripted. They just happen to be chilling in the kitchen, full makeup on. It's not that big of a deal. And mic'd up. Who doesn't wear a lapel mic? Just in the off time. I tell you, the only time I take mine off is when I shower or jerk off.
What?
I prefer full episodes, bro.
Idiot into the driver's side door. She broke phones, plural.
It's a good joke, isn't it?
She erased my phone. She's very controlling. I can't talk.
You got fucked so hard for no reason. Yo, fucking take that, pussy.
What are you doing?
You know, maybe the pussy's not worth it, big guy. It's like he's being haunted by it.
I am coming back. I am coming back now.
She's being exorcised. Can you at least be there for when they pull the demon out of her? Ed and Lorraine are really doing their best, goddammit.
What about price point? What are you comfortable with?
10 grand.
What is your most expensive dress?
Our most expensive dress would be $45,000.
Is that okay?
Whatever makes you happy.
There is no way Jorge is pulling that much money for a $45,000 dress.
He can't afford everything.
Do you at least get to put it in her butt sometimes? I mean, what are you getting out of this, Jorge? It's just like you're spending money and get nothing in return.
Honey, come on in.
I can do that too if I flushed it down the toilet. Just a little smooch?
No, obviously, I don't have 20,000 in cash right now.
Nerd, who doesn't have 20 grand in cash? What? Dude, have that in small bills like under my seat.
So it's not your
And
problem.
Fisa, get with a real man.
Yeah. Save for all of the
Jorge
things that you
got
like.
arrested for moving
That are
300
really
pounds
expensive
of
that
weed.
you want, like right now.
Really? Wait, are you serious? My boy Jorge's pushing 300 pounds of weed?
In February 2018.
He looks like
According to
Jake
Radar
Gyllenhaal,
Online,
but
police said
chunkier.
Nava had 293 pounds of high-grade marijuana in his vehicle. He was charged with possession of marijuana, possession of
Like
marijuana
the ice
for
cream
sale,
man of marijuana.
transportation of marijuana for sale, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He was released on $25,000 bail
Not
after spending
bad.
2 days in jail.
That's less than he
Pleading
spent on one dress for his
TMZ
wife.
reported that
That's a
police
fucking
found
deal.
Nava's marijuana stack surprisingly supportive of him during his arrest and sentencing. George told TMZ, "There's really nothing wrong
Their
in our
first kiss.
relationship right now."
He's breaking promises that he gave me before I arrived.
Yeah, I'd be tight too if someone said they'd give me anything I wanted and they couldn't buy me a $45,000 condom or whatever she wanted. Dude, you're pulling 300 pounds of weed on like a Monday night. You might as well at least splurge.
50 years to pay off.
If Jorge brought me to the States and I knew he was peddling that kind of numbers, I'd be asking for $45,000 dresses too. That's pretty impressive.
George and I.
So basically, you're saying if I can't provide, I'm worthless to you.
That's what love is.
I don't understand what's wrong about it.
She's very controlling.
I thought that was a really good one. This guy looks like Josh Peck, like Drake and Josh version of Josh, but if he started peddling 300 pounds of marijuana instead and ordering Russian mail-ordered brides. I had planned on only watching 2 episodes of Markiplier's new show Edge of Sleep tonight before going to bed, because I just finished streaming Dark Souls at 3 AM and I thought it'd be nice to unwind with 2 episodes because they're pretty short. They're only about 20 minutes each. However, like Mike Tyson says, everyone's got a plan until Markiplier puts them in a titty twister with a good show. Like a largemouth bass in a Florida lake, I was hooked. So I ended up watching all 6 episodes. I binged the entire thing. I smoked the whole pack. Every last doink that Edge of Sleep had to offer. And I just thought I'd give you my opinion on it. Now, when it comes to YouTuber-led projects, most people wipe their ass with like the normal scale of things. You start bringing it down a couple of notches because so many people are used to lackluster YouTuber shit. And very rarely are there things that break the mold. One that comes to mind always is Raka Raka's Talk to Me. That was a spectacular horror movie. Not just for YouTubers, but just in general on its own 2 legs by its own merit. And I have similar feelings for Markiplier's Edge of Sleep where it's not just good for a YouTuber, it's good in general, but it's just good. It's not an amazing masterpiece or anything like I kind of felt for Talk to Me. And I know it's not exactly fair to keep like comparing these 2 things. This is a lower budget series here, and I do think they made the most out of the budget they were allocated for Edge of Sleep. I personally really enjoyed it, but I do think people that aren't already fans of Markiplier, or maybe they're unfamiliar with who that is, maybe they think it's like a fucking Pokemon or something, I do think when they tune into the show, they won't be as forgiving of the problems as a lot of people currently are. If you look up reviews for this show, it has thousands upon thousands of 10-star reviews from fans of Markiplier looking to show support. I get it, that's not surprising or anything, but I think it's important to talk about some of the flaws for things that can be improved going forward. I'm a fan of Markiplier, but I'm not here to play softball, I'm here to talk about the show overall, which is one that I was really entertained by, but there is definitely some things that didn't work super well and there's room for improvement. And I honestly do think people that don't know who Markiplier is can watch this show and really like it. I don't think this is a show that's entirely just sold on Markiplier's presence in it. I do think it has legs to stand on. It's just not like the best show ever made or anything, which isn't that big of a deal. One of the things I think contributes to that, though, is that there's only 6 episodes and they're 20 minutes each. That's not a lot of wiggle room to tell the story you want to tell. So it does at times feel pretty rushed. And as I understand it, this show is based off of a podcast, and a lot of people were pointing out that the show omitted a ton of things that were present in the podcast that helped tell the story and like make it more cohesive and hit harder. And that does seem like a shame because there are moments in here where it felt a little disjointed and a bit choppy, and I think it is just because of the runtime only being 20 minutes per episode and only 6 episodes. There's a lot to get through and not a whole lot of time to do it. The concept of the show is something has happened where when people go to sleep, they don't wake up. They die in their sleep. And we follow a team of 4 who happen to just be awake when all of this unfolded. We have Markiplier, who plays Dave, who has a very weird relationship with sleep, where he has these nightmares. Every time he sleeps, he has nightmares, and they're really trippy. And the visuals are really good in his nightmares, with these fucking whales flying overhead, like this cult that's in his head, an elephant monster, which I actually think they did a great job on the creature design for the elephant monster half of the time. So in episode 2, when we're introduced to the elephant monster, it like breaks out of his mother's skull during one of his dreams, and it looked great. It kind of was reminiscent of how they did it in Smile at the end of the first movie. I got very strong vibes of that. I thought they crushed it there, but I do think towards the end of the show, they really lost that like creepiness of the elephant monster because they keep showing it to you in broad daylight and it just kind of looks like a person wearing a mask now. I liked what they did with like scarcely showing you the elephant monster in really tense scenes as opposed to just having the elephant monster like T-posing on top of a hill. That takes away a lot of like the scariness and the threats of the monster. So half the time I thought the elephant monster was amazing and the other half I thought was a little silly. We also follow Mateo, who is Dave's friend. They work together at the night shift. And then we also follow Katie, who is Dave's ex. And then there's Linda, who is a hospital worker that was working and all this shit started going down. It was real fishy and now she's been investigating it, trying to get to the bottom of what's causing it. And all 4 of them were awake during this, so they are the last 4 people on Earth, it seems. And they're trying to figure out what's happening. Why are people just dying when they go to sleep, and what can they do about it? Because obviously it's a race against the clock. They are going to go to sleep at some point. A human being can only stay awake for so long. So it's a really tense concept, and it's actually one that is kind of special to me on a personal level. When I was a child, I watched The Simpsons House of Horrors. I can't remember which one it was, but they had the one where it was like a spin on Freddy Krueger, where people were getting killed in their dreams. That terrified me to like my very core. Like my soul had hair standing up. Like it was so unnerving to me, that idea. And I had never seen anything really explore it outside of The Simpsons House of Horrors until this. So when I saw, and I went into this knowing nothing about Edge of Sleep, by the way, I just knew Markiplier was kind of spearheading it. So when I saw what they were doing with it, I was super happy to see it explored, and I thought they did a great job with it. They introduced so many interesting elements with Dave's dreams and what he sees and how it could tie into like what's happening. And personally, I really like the presentation. I love the surreal nature of the dreams that we experience. I love the chaotic editing during some of these sequences as well. I think it sells like just how disorienting it is. I do think there's moments though where they got a little trigger happy playing that song and dance using that effect where it's cutting a lot and jumping around, and it might get a bit confusing for people, and I do think it was a little overused at the very end where there was probably like 5 or 6 minutes straight of them just cutting around to people grabbing their skulls going, ah, yeah, ah. Like, I think that was a little much, but I overall think that given the budget, they do a great job of presenting you with some good shit. And I do like the characters. Since we have a cast of 4 characters here that are all in peril, it's important that you buy into them and root for them. And I was, for the most part. As I said, it does feel a bit rushed, so some of the characters aren't as fleshed out as I think they probably were in the podcast that it's based on. But as a stupid Neanderthal who doesn't know the source material here, I still thought the characters had enough given about them for you to care. I know one of the big talking points of this series is going to be on Mark's acting, and really the acting and performances overall from the entire cast. Overall, I think the performances are fine. I don't think Markiplier is winning an Emmy anytime soon, but I do think he does a good enough job in the lead role here. I think as the series progressed, he got more and more comfortable with his character because he was definitely stronger in the last few episodes than he was in the first half. Early on, he felt a bit stiff. They needed the WD-40 and make him a little more loosey-goosey, grease the gears a bit, you know what I mean? He just felt like he was reading lines as opposed to performing them early on. But he starts to find his footing in the second half, really. And that's not to say that he was bad in the beginning by any means at all. And it's important to remember, not everyone can be the District 8 hospital helper from the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, where you're just born with the unbelievable acting prowess. Sometimes it takes a little while to assimilate into the character, and he does by the end. And it's not even bad in the beginning or anything. I thought overall Mark did a good job. I really feel like everyone did. I think one of the reasons why it might feel a bit flat with some of the characters isn't even really the performance of them, but more so some of the lines. I think some of the writing is a bit, wonky from time to time, and I think that might contribute there. I don't think the writing's bad or anything. There are just some moments where it feels kind of weak. And again, I think it's probably because it was a bit rushed. At least that's the perception I have. It really is a tall order to condense a big story and a big concept into 20-minute chunks. Really, the runtime is my only major complaint, and I guess this is maybe a personal preference, but I am just so fucking tired of shows being bite-sized morsels of content. 6 20-minute episodes is a mini-series, not so much a television season. And that's becoming more and more common. I wish it was longer. I wish they gave Mark and the team more room to breathe, to flesh it out more. Because I feel like it has the meat. Like, it has the ingredients. I just think it needed more time in the oven and more time allocated to the project in general. I would like if these were 40-minute episodes. I think it would really benefit from that, so they could explore it a bit deeper, so they could connect things a bit better. I think really a lot of the hang-ups that stop it from being an amazing show can kind of be attributed to how much time each episode had to get everything out there. Which is a bit of a shame, but I was really impressed by it. I am a fan of Markiplier, obviously, but even if I didn't know who it was and I just put this on, I wouldn't be disappointed or let down or anything. I would be highly entertained all the same. Again, I had planned on only watching 2 episodes tonight, but I was just sold on it and wanted to finish it, so I binged all 6. It is just a show that I personally really enjoyed. It just does have some things that prevent it from being this amazing breakout series that I do think it could be down the line, and I think this is a very optimistic look at what Markiplier and the team are capable of doing. Now, there is just 2 scenes I want to mention real quick, and this isn't important at all. These aren't even complaints. I just have to talk about this briefly. The movie begins with Dave and Mateo, and they're working, and Mateo's talking about how they need to go to a party that's happening right now, and Dave's a little apprehensive about it. But they ultimately decide they're going to go to that party. They go to the party at 3 a.m. It was 3 a.m. when they were deciding they need to go to a party. Who the fuck shows up to a shindig, a hootenanny, at 3 a.m.? That will be dead. There is no party left. Which ultimately was the point. Narratively, they go there, the party's over, people are asleep. Oh, now they recognize that they are dead because of that. Like, I get it. But why the fuck would Dave and Mateo even think that there was a party happening still at 3 a.m.? Because, like, they're hyping each other up. He's like, we're going to get you laid, Dave. We are going to get you some pussy, Dave. He's like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to turn up too hard. And he's like, no, we're going to go fucking hog wild in there. And it's like, brother, it's 3 a.m. No, you're not. That's not happening. Definitely not important at all. But I just had to mention it because it had me giggling a little bit about, like, this idea of getting excited to go to a party at 3 a.m. And then the other scene I want to mention is another one early on where they have recognized what's happening. Everyone is dying when they go to sleep. And what they do is they start going to a bunch of random people's houses just to confirm the theory that, oh, they're dead. Like, everyone's shed the mortal coil here. And then when they're about to leave this neighborhood, Dave's trying to call Katie because he's trying to tell her, don't go to sleep. He's trying to warn her. He gets a hold of her. She says that she's going to go to bed, and she's cutting him off. She hangs up. And unfortunately, the car they were traveling in has broken down now. And they're 3 or 4 miles away from Katie's. And Dave decides he's going to run there because he needs to get there ASAP. It's a 3 or 4 mile run. Why wouldn't he just go into one of the houses, which they have already gone into to confirm people are dead there, and grab the keys to any of the hundreds of cars that were on the street next to them? He would have got there in a fraction of the time. Obviously, not a big deal. Doesn't change anything, but it was something I was watching where I was like, why not just grab one of those cars that are just openly accessible here? These two scenes are not a big deal, but I just wanted to mention them briefly just because I just thought it was something fun to talk about for a moment or two. As I said, I really enjoyed the show. I recognize it's got flaws, and I really do think that this is a great step forward for Mark, and I think there is so much potential there. I do think his acting got better towards the end, so I think if he can just consistently stay there, he's got a bright future as an actor. And I am very excited for whatever other projects he cooks up. I know he's got Iron Lung around the corner too, so I'm pretty pumped. I think the show is definitely worth watching. Even if you're not a fan of Markiplier, I do think it's just a really entertaining show. So I recommend it, and yeah, that's really about it. So yeah.
The best way to experience this movie would be, if you have to watch it, turn it on TV at home when it comes down to DVD and turn the sound completely off. And then as you're cleaning the house or you've got a party going on, you need the kids to stay occupied, that'll make this a lot more interesting.
That's how I had to watch incest porn.
What?
You got to turn the sound down. Then it's just porn.
I'm so confused. Okay.
What the flick? More like, what the flick my sister's bean. Commander Incest is taking this shit over. So, he's assuming control. Let's break down this awkward situation he's created here. So he had this joke in his head, and he decided to go with it. And in his defense, it's not a bad joke, you know, I'd give it about a Jaime Lannister out of Incest. It's pretty clever, and he's trying to appeal to a different audience here. He's trying to engage the very small but dedicated group of incest joke enthusiasts. So he's really going out on a limb here, so you can't fault him for that. Now, you can fault his timing here. The timing was certainly suboptimal as the topic of conversation was a children's movie, and also, he didn't really deliver the joke right away. He just kind of interrupted and said, yes, it's like when I watch incest porn. So his co-stars didn't really know how to react to that. I mean, they seemed a little startled by it. What do you mean you watch incest porn? What's the relevance? And he catches on that they're not following, so he develops it a little further. Oh, because you mute it and it's like regular porn. And the guy in the middle, he gets it, you know? So he giggles a little bit, has a little hoot about it, but the girl on the far left feigns ignorance as if she has no idea what incest porn is, even though you can clearly tell it's not her first rodeo with the subject, but she understands it's not appropriate for the segment, so she tries to move about quickly and get to the next topic. Now let's see how this man saves this awkward situation that he's created between everyone.
Or if you're on an airplane and you need to occupy your kid, let them watch it on an iPad or whatever, or on the little screen in front of you, and then they can watch it. You don't have to listen to it at all.
I love that we're talking about the kids' movie, and you bring up incest porn.
I'm
just saying, every guy gets that moment when a friend hands them the box of old porn, right? And one of the tapes was incest porn.
Now he's gone and completely changed the dynamic of what's unfolding here. He is fucked up. This is absolutely a mistake. Instead of just letting it be known that it was a joke and just rolling with it as a joke, he's trying to twist it, contort it a bit, into making it seem like a personal experience or some type of shared rite of passage that every man goes through. Oh yeah, we've all been there, you know, Rutherford Greenwood comes over with that big old box of porn and there's just that damn incest VCR there. You just gotta pop in the motherfucking TV and play it. You just can't even jerk off though because you just feel uncomfortable because it's a father and his daughter and their sister fisting, you know. Just can't even choke the chicken to it, but you turn that volume off and then you're in business and everything's okay. And he's just made it weird now. Instead of it being a joke, now they're actually questioning, does my coworker just get boxes of incest porn delivered to him that he watches on mute while he jerks off? And I have no fucking idea what the JJ, the jet plane advocate over there, that lady was thinking with her airplane comment. That wasn't helping the situation at all. So really, it's just a lot of missteps going on here, but let's see where he takes it from here, because now he's really fucked his whole system up.
Did that ever happen to you?
Oh, great.
Ben has
Just
different
to be
friends
clear,
than you do.
just to be clear, these were all grown-ups. It was like the
Ben has
22-year-old
different
daughter, right? It was a...
Now he's backpedaling a bit and addressing the very first issue, which was his timing. Why is he interjecting this incest joke when we're talking about a kid's movie? So he's making sure it's very clear and understood that the dump trucks full of incest porn he was delivered was perfectly normal and legal. They were of age. They were 22 years old. They consented to it. The angry lobsters that were pinching their nipples weren't harmed in any way after the shoot or during the filming. And he is an okay, stable man. And he is totally normal for muting it and not having to worry about the exposition or the relationship between the mother and daughter, or the father, brother, and sister, etc. The lady on the far left takes a gulp of water, once again refusing to address the elephant in the incest room. She just doesn't want to talk about what this man has started here, which is a mistake, really. It's best if you just talk about it and bring it down instead of just ignoring it, because then it progresses and makes it even more uncomfortable. The lead singer of Smash Mouth in the middle there is the only one who's really grounded during all this and staying rational. He called out the guy for being weird for saying that, and then he even, you know, kind of looked at him like, hey buddy, when you come to this studio, you leave the incest porn at the door. We don't do that here. So he's really the only one that's stabilizing the situation and making it less awkward than it could be. So let's just see how it ends.
But then you're like, oh, Jesus, it's their dad. And then I'm like, well, I'll just mute it.
And that's the end of the segment from what I can find. Overall, I'd say it was a very solid broadcast for the whole family to enjoy. He really held it down and improved the show, I think. And I wouldn't be surprised if he got his own TV spin-off with the catch line, "It's not incest if the volume's off." I'm sure that would be a huge smash hit. Yeah, so that's about it. I just wanted to break down this awkward situation and explain what was going on here. So yeah, see ya. This was not well received, huh? This isn't even that old. So why was Aaron on this? Just for shits? Just something to do?
It's just cool. Like, you wish.
Nobody wants to be a video game tester, by the way. It's like the worst, most thankless job in the industry.
Working as a production associate,
let alone compete for it.
Big, no less than a gamer's paradise. We have welcome gifts.
Bullshit, it's a gamer's paradise. Where's the pole, strippers, and coke?
Now these welcome Mr. Brett Goki, Senior Release Manager, Global First Party
Who?
Quality Assurance.
Hey guys, it's really great to be back.
Ah, the face of quality assurance. Of course, superstars, rock stars in the video game world.
So we'll really be looking for the best.
The notorious Brent Goki. He's talked about up there with Gabe Newell, with the greats.
Gamer view with our respected panel to see which one of you
respected, yeah, quality assurance and respected, always talked about in the same sentence. So this is 2012, where video game testing and beta testing everyone thought was the best job in the world. Now it's very well known that nobody wants to fucking do that.
Madagascar hissing cockroaches.
Uh-oh.
How the hell am I gonna do this? I mean, I don't even know if they bite. I couldn't believe.
I guarantee this isn't even like a fucking challenge. This is probably what video game testers have to actually sit through when they test a game. Which is why the game usually fucking sucks when it's released.
2 analog sticks, it's
Man.
the most powerful handheld out there. I gotta win it.
Yeah, that shit died real quick.
On their performance.
Bugs, not a problem. This is nothing.
So how many trophies do you have? Oh my gosh. I believe I have 14 trophies.
Today.
Well, for starters, I think we're...
Well, for starters, I subscribed to your channel, Egoraptor.
The soon-to-be-released PlayStation Vita system.
Hey, that got thrown away 2 months after this finished filming. God, winning a PS Vita is worse than winning a knuckle sandwich. I'd rather someone just slap me in the fucking face than give me a PS Vita. Get more mileage out of the slap.
No.
I didn't know Aaron was on this, but I can tell you immediately he never wanted to win.
Like, though you were cool,
This is truly just for the fun of it. He was never going to try and win this. Why would he? No one wants to be a fucking video game tester. It's the worst goddamn job in video games.
Another one wanted to.
It's like being a professional high school locker room cleaner.
Interesting interview.
As like a 30-year-old man.
You know, I mean, the car was a big surprise, but the prize I was surprised about and most excited about was the production.
Working with Brian Goki, Q&A mastermind.
Standing before you all.
Often called the John Wayne of quality assurance testing.
There was 12 of you, now there's 11. I'll let you say.
Oh, how generous Brian Goki.
But, you know, we weren't overly impressed.
Brian Goki commands a lot of power as the head figure of quality assurance at Santa Monica Studios. So him granting you permission to live in his world that's a big deal, Aaron. In fact, the only reason Aaron has succeeded in the way that he has online is probably because of Brian Goki's blessing.
Let's do this. I'm ready like Betty Spaghetti.
Today's
What the fuck does that mean?
in PlayStation history.
I'm squirting like I'm wortin' and hurting.
Combat vehicles.
Tooth, Quagga Monster, Cookie Monster, right here.
Who? Queef Monster?
All right, Fern.
What's up, girl? Aaron himself confirmed this show is the fakest shit. I'm getting a lot of different things. Someone said Aaron said it wasn't scripted, they were only simply led a little bit, and that it was real and he hated it, and now you're saying it's fake.
And I'm like, holy shit, this girl can game. Lay that dynamite down, lay that dynamite down underneath.
Keep in mind, this is a product of its time. In 2012, girl gamers were unheard of. They'd never been seen before. Oh no, they're just degrading them so hard.
This is gonna be ridiculous.
Oh no.
Just seeing everybody get dressed,
Holy
doing
shit.
makeup, and just getting ready, prepare for the
This is a segment that has not aged well.
Thing on wheels. What are we doing?
Hello, gamers.
What's up, gamers? Yes, the perfect representation of gamers. Thank you. Thank you so much, PlayStation.
Second phase of today's challenge. But first,
Gamers in their purest form, am I right?
as always, with us is Mr. Brent Goki, Senior Release Manager, Global First
Brent
Party
Goki, the biggest name in gaming.
Those costumes look awesome.
The Q&A god. They say he's never released a product that wasn't thoroughly vented by himself.
Hey, everybody. Of Twisted Metal, Mr. David Jaffe.
Who?
Oh man, seeing David.
Boo! Give the job to Brent Goki.
Had me balling.
Just let Brent Goki take over the video game industry. Make him be the new Todd Howard.
You know, I hear these guys
I'm team Brent Goki all the way, baby. Don't nobody Q&A test like Brent. The Goke. You either go Goke or you go broke.
They even get to the first target, we're gonna be on third.
Along the way, you're going to encounter
That's big talk.
some triangular
But what does
targets.
Brent
You
Goki
must
think about all of
stop the
this?
truck before the colored lines,
As he's
and
doing
one
blow
member
off of
from
like a
your
stripper's
team
tits.
must shoot out the target
To be the dead weight.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, where's Aaron?
Let's get the starting line.
Wasn't he on team? Oh, there he is. He wasn't even in the hand blast off. The only thing they need to be doing is playing video games and learning how to suck penis for when they're working under Brent Goki. Shoot it! Shoot it!
I know how to hold a gun.
There's a rogue man with a negative opinion of Bethesda online. Take him down. Good shot. Good shot.
I'm going, oh.
Oh my god, I think I just read a tweet from someone that said the Witcher series is overrated. Oh, thank you. Justice has been served.
I feel like
It's a video game testing position. If you really want to work that hard for no money and like no recognition, why not just like clean cum off of porn sets, like I said earlier? There's a lot more respect in that field.
I'm just
So, Masuka, your game ends here.
Damn. Cold Stone Goki.
Turn in your badge.
You don't pokey the Goki. When you wake up Brent Goki, he gets hostile. He just slapped that shit down with the meat hammer.
Good job, honey.
Oh, huge.
I make my shot. Hit.
In
40 seconds.
8 minutes, 15
Oh, shit. It's entirely because of that red-haired girl on Aaron's team, though. That girl is fucking sad cum-shotting her cantaloupes for like 10 minutes.
challenge and are safe.
Wait, so they didn't even get the Uncharted game? They got Uncharted PS Vita, Golden Hitachi One dildo, whatever?
It's everything
What a slap in the face.
Awesomeness. It's
Oh, that is amazeballs. Bro, that's fucking epic. The PS Vita?
Let's go.
In the oh.
Go by it. When it come out, just grab it. Because
Never washing those hands again, am I right, gamers?
time for your third elimination.
That's
Tonight,
too
one of
many.
you will be asked to hand in your PlayStation badge.
We're all gamers at the end of the day. Do we not bleed G Fuel?
Production associate.
Why don't we
on the
all
next
work for Santa Monica?
PlayStation 3 blockbuster.
Well, this is about the challenge. This is about.
Damn, you can't look at Brent Goki and not turn to
I don't want
stone.
to say something.
I warned you. I let you stay. Let you crash on the couch. Second
Yeah,
challenge.
that's right, Goki. So generous.
Go home. We're now on the third
So much
challenge,
power
and
from
you're
the
losing
Q&A
to me. I
god.
wasn't here for the first.
Please turn in your badge.
I have faith in myself to continue doing what I'm doing, and even
I
if
hope
this
it works out for
opportunity
this
is
guy.
down
It
the
seems
drain,
like he has a
there's
promising
always
career
a ton
ahead of him,
more,
but
and I'm always willing
I don't
to
know,
work
maybe
towards
Brent Goki
I
just
just
ruined
wanna
his
thank
career.
all you guys out there.
It's a shame he ran into the brick wall of Goki.
Gone instead of him.
I promise you're about to witness the best news segment in American broadcasting history, so please call your mother and your father and thank them both for allowing you to be born into this world at this time period so you could witness this greatness.
You know, usually when you're talking about the world of inflation, you guys, you probably notice, is that a good thing or not a good thing? Inflation.
Here's our protagonist, Dave Scott from Good Morning San Diego, and he's reporting live on the field behind enemy lines in the belly of the beast talking about inflatable shit, and he's come to tell jokes and make everyone uncomfortable, and he's all out of jokes.
I'm sorry, the question again, Dave?
Is inflation in our world a good thing or not a good thing?
It depends upon what the topic
Generally.
is. What are we talking about? Generally, inflation? If you have an inflatable boat,
Yeah,
that's a good
if you
thing.
heard right?
This is quite possibly the first joke Dave Scott has ever even attempted to say. Throughout the entire course of Dave's life, kids would say, "Dave, tell a joke," and he couldn't do it. He'd flex all his muscles real hard, but he just couldn't tell a joke. But then, after 50 years of trying, doing push-ups in his bedroom, practicing comedy, is your refrigerator running? Yeah? Well, you better go fuck it. Oh, damn it, Dave, that's not right. But now, after all of these years of trying, he's finally attempting his first joke live on Good Morning San Diego, and my God, is it a stinker.
But generally, when you hear the word inflation,
not economically.
Something good come to mind?
For me, yeah.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you that you're right about, if you say good, you're right, because this is the world of inflatables.
Bingo, bango, Dave's out here busting guts and busting nuts. Fucking slaying the crowd. Do you get it? Because the inflation, like economically, and then inflation, like inflatable shit, like bounce out. It's a thinking man's joke. Dave is on a whole nother level of comedy.
Give yourselves a nice round of applause, everybody. These are just the volunteers coming out here today. And Addie, what kind of fun do you think you're gonna have today?
Lots of fun.
Lots of fun. That's a good kind.
I swear to God, Dave is like an alien dressed in human skin. Like he's been possessed by something not of this world. And it's like a sitcom where it's like, oh fuck, I possessed him, but now I have to do this new show. I don't, what humans, they like fun, right? Humans, fun, there must be different kinds. What kind of fun do you like, human? Just normal human question. What kind of fun do you think you'll have at this human inflatable place?
Helping just...
Helping everybody? Celine, what do you think?
I didn't hear the question, I'm sorry.
What kind of fun do you think you can find here today? All kinds? All kinds of fun?
She didn't fucking say that, Dave. Your ass about to get sued for slander up in here. It's 2018. We're suing for all types of shit now, baby. I'll be honest, though. I don't know why they're struggling so hard with Dave's easy softball of a question. What kind of fun do you expect to find here? I mean, it's really simple. It's like Pokemon. There's all types of different funs out there. What kind of fun are you going to find in the tall grass at the inflatable world?
Bouncing fun? Yeah, I think so, because this is a place where kids and families can come and kind of bounce around, but you need something, and I'm going to have everyone do it like a magic chant. All right, you guys ready? Because when we're talking inflatables, you need something that's been inflated. Are you guys ready?
Oh my God, yes, Dave, we're fucking ready. A magic chant, of course. It's the only thing that makes sense, you goddamn lunatic. Because when you're at an inflatable park, you need something inflated. Obviously, it's going to be a magic chant that nobody in God's green earth is gonna know the words to. It's just coming right out of Dave's hairy ass. Lead us, Dave.
All right, here we go. Repeat after me. Abracadabra, 1, 2, 3.
Abracadabra, 1, 2, 3.
Now it's time to see what we see.
Now it's time to see what we see.
Against all the odds, Dave manages to squeak out some rhymes from between his ass cheeks and actually get a rhyme out there. He dug himself a hole, backed himself into a corner, the chips were stacked against him, and he came out on top and delivered a fucking chant. It didn't make any sense, but god damn it, it rhymed. And that is a victory, and I'm beyond fucking impressed with Dave here, because when I first saw this and I saw him setting up a chant with nowhere to go with it, I didn't even think he knew what rhyming was, so I expected a whole lot worse, just like some fucking gibberish. Alright, now all of you repeat after me. Hogga-da-doodly, heard-it-in, learned-it-in. But hey, hats off to him, he truly did get rhymes that worked, and they were real words.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my goodness.
How's everybody doing? My name is Mr. Wacky. Welcome to the Inflatable Run.
Give Mr. Wacky a nice round of applause, everybody. Mr. Wacky, this is an honor, first of all.
Our hero, Mr. Wacky, comes out of nowhere to save the day. Thank you, Jesus, for blessing us with Mr. Wacky, who I guess lives in Inflatable World. He just happened to be sleeping on that particular obstacle right there and heard Dave fumbling around and ruining the atmosphere, so he sprung to life to say hi.
Well, thank you. We are local San Diegans, so we're proud to be here, everybody, on this wonderful, beautiful Saturday morning. Welcome, San Diego!
Yeah, good morning, you guys. This is so much fun here.
Yeah, but what kind of fun, Dave?
And, of course, that families can run as many times as they want with inflatables on them.
Yeah, this is great, you guys. Now, does that mean that everybody here becomes an inflatable today?
Dave is out here showing no mercy. He's slitting throats and coming for scalps with these impossible to answer questions that it's like a bad robot programming, like the AI learning algorithm is malfunctioning so hard and can't construct a question that will have an actually coherent answer to it. It's amazing that he can keep asking the worst fucking questions imaginable. What does that even mean, Dave? Does that mean everyone's gonna become an inflatable today? What, do you think they're just gonna transmogrify into a fucking wacky waving inflatable tube flailing arm man?
Do they want to be inflatables today?
You guys want to be inflatable?
Yes!
Yeah, absolutely.
Mr. Wacky? Let me see everybody do their Mr. Wacky then.
All right.
Woo!
Are you doing it at home? Everyone do the Mr. Wacky. It's the new whippin' nay-nay. Amazing. That's where the segment ends for the most part. He says one more line, but honestly, just him finishing it with the Mr. Wacky it's enough. It's good enough. Dave, thank you. And thank you, Good Morning San Diego.